लड़कियां तो पराया धन होती है. A woman in business. Is it a joke? I bet she can't negotiate a winning deal as good as a man does. You are taking it too hard on yourself, Aditi. Just chill and relax. Let your husband do the heavy lifting. These are some of the stereotypes that women across the globe go through day in and day out. However, there are some women who are able to break those biases and achieve their dreams. Given that Women's Day is just around the corner, I was wondering what are the common characteristics of women who break all the barriers and achieve pinnacle of success? Are these traits inherent, something that they are born with, or these are things that we can learn from our experience? In this video, I'm going to share stories of 3 women who are from different walks of life. However, they successfully beat the odds, broke the bias, and are now sitting in the pinnacle of success. So let's begin. Hello YouTubers, this is me Aditi and welcome to my channel The Bird's Eye View. So the first story that I'm going to share is one of hope and vision. Her name is Ridhima Arora. She was an ordinary woman like you and me. She did not have any connections. She was not born with a silver spoon. She was working at a corporate job with a steady monthly income, and she was quite content with her life. However, one fine day, she was updated that her father has been diagnosed with a terminal illness and has only 6 months to live. This devastated her. Instead of succumbing to the situation and feeling sad for herself and her family, she decided to do something about it. She chose to follow a last resort, which was Ayurvedic healing. Now, she was not a believer in Ayurveda or alternative healing or anything of that sort. However, since this was the very last option available to her, she was between a rock and a hard place. So she thought, why not? What is there to lose? She met with various hakims and Veds and strategized a meal plan and a medicinal plan that she would be administering to her father. Suddenly, a miracle happened, and those medicines and nutritional elements started working out for her father, and he started recovering. Now, at this point of time, Ridhima was still at her job, and it was easy for her to celebrate the recovery of her father and go back to her previous occupation. However, she decided to turn the tragedy into a purpose. While this ordeal was happening with her, she met with many people who were suffering from terminal illnesses, which were a result of poor lifestyle habits. And now she had a proof of concept with her that the Ayurvedic medicines and alternative healings can not only recover these people, but also it can help reverse these diseases. So she decided to start her own venture, and that's when her business, Namya Foods, was born. So as she started her business, she came across quite a few ordeals. It was not a smooth sailing ride for her. A bunch of retailers that she reached out to denied hosting her product in their platform or in their physical shops because she was a new kid in the block. Her brand was unknown and they were not sure if anyone would buy it. So they didn't want to hold her inventory. But the resounding no's did not stop her. She kept on persisting till she met a small distributor who agreed to help her sell her products. At this point of time, she was facing a lot of stereotypes, like why to take such a big risk? Why a woman who does not know this niche, this industry, would endeavor Such a big task. It's bound to fail. But she did not pay heed to anything like that and kept on persisting till she was successful enough to build a business worth 20 crores in valuation. The characteristics that made her successful, according to my analysis, are number one, turning a tragic event into a purpose that would drive her throughout her life. Second, persistence. Without persistence, you cannot overcome the failures that would inevitably come in your life when you are pursuing something new. And third, not paying heed to any negative comments or not considering destructive criticisms. Let me interrupt you quickly and ask you this question. Who is that woman in your life who has played a pivotal role in shaping your definition of success and who helped you beat the odds in your own life? Comment down and let me know who was your favorite woman role model in your life and how she helped you achieve your dreams. The second story is about a girl who is a former Miss India. Her name is Pooja Chopra and she won the Miss India title in 2009. A lot of us has many misconceptions about the industry of modeling and film. However, Pooja's stories was quite humble. Her challenges began right from the time that she was born. She was an abandoned girl child. When she was born, her father rejected her existence altogether. That's when her mother decided to take Pooja and her elder sister and walk out of that house from Calcutta. When Pooja grew up, she understood her mother's ordeal and promised herself that one day she would achieve a goal so big that her mother would be bound to come back to Calcutta, not with tragic memories, but with pride for her daughter and beaming happiness. Life went on for Pooja and her sister. They were financially limited, however, that didn't stop them from being happy or from excelling at their school. After some years passed, Pooja developed a liking towards modeling and she decided she would pursue the pageant of Miss India. The goal for a normal person would seem quite far-fetched. However, Pooja did not feel so. She had such self-confidence and belief in her that it was quite easy for her to visualize herself as someone wearing the Miss India crown and winning the ceremony. Now, since she was able to condition her brain so well, she attracted people, situation and circumstances in her life that were helping her to go a step forward towards her goal. She found a local video store in her locality and convinced the guy there to record the videos of Miss India pageantry that was telecasted in TV and share it with her. She used to watch those reruns, take notes, understand the kind of vocabulary, the show of elegance, the kind of question and answers that were part of the pageantry. And she groomed herself with that knowledge. When she was doing all these things, she had no clue what was the next step for her. However, that did not disappoint or dishearten her. Finally, when she graduated from her college, she decided to go to Bombay because she felt intuitively that Bombay is a place that will give her accessibility to people and information that she required to reach her goal. When she went to Bombay, she again faced many ordeals because she was still coming from a financial scarcity. She was staying in a PG, she was having dinner at the local Gurudwara. At this point of time, it is very easy for people to get disheartened with their current reality. But Pooja turned to spirituality. She established a connection with her higher self or with God, and she used to pray each and every day and ask for His divine grace. As life would have it, she got introduced through some mutual connections to someone who helped her participate in the auditions for Miss India. Whilst she was auditioning, she gave resounding answers to all the questions of the panelists, and finally the panelists told her that she is selected and she would be entering the contest through Miss India East, and if she wins the title, she would go on to participate in Miss India as a top 10 finalist. She went through the roof because this is the moment that she was preparing for all throughout her teenage years, and finally it was here. And as you would have guessed it, and I've already mentioned in the video, that she did win the title and went on to participate in Miss World. However, due to a physical injury, she was not able to complete the pageantry, but she won the title of Beauty with Purpose, which was the first for India. The characteristics that made her successful were: number one, ability to visualize the end goal without getting disturbed by the current reality. Second, being meticulous and resourceful, finding things in your immediate environment that which you do will make you feel closer to your goal. Third, resilience. The third and the final story is about a girl named Surabhi Gautam. Surabhi was born in a very small village in a part of Madhya Pradesh. According to her, her birth was not an exciting news to her larger family apart from her parents. Why? Because she was born in a family of 30, and that too, a woman being born in such a large family was not a reason enough to celebrate. She lived her life feeling unrecognized and not so special. However, when she was in 5th grade, she scored 100 out of 100 marks in mathematics, and that's when her teacher called her up and told her that she had something special in her and she might do really well if she continued in the path of academics. And this is the straw that Surabhi needed to realize that with the help of academics, she will be able to get that recognition for herself and her family and solve some of the crucial problems in her village at that young age. With this determination, she went on to score national high scores in her 10th and 12th. She got accepted in one of the colleges in a big city, and she was the first girl who went out of her village to pursue higher education. While she was in her college, being a national scorer and also an awardee of a pretty prestigious scholarship, she came across some audios. When she was attending her class, she saw everyone was speaking in English. However, she studied in a Hindi medium college. When she was called upon by her teacher to introduce herself and ask some additional questions about the subject, she fumbled and could not answer. The professor started doubting her merit and asked, "Are you really a high scorer? Are you really a national scorer who have ranked? I don't believe it." This made Surabhi really disappointed. However, she did not let it affect her mindset. She started learning English from her engineering books and newspapers. Her whole room was filled with cutouts of different words that she was striving to learn. And with her persistence and meticulousness, she was able to not only score the highest again at her class, but also in the entire university. From there, she went on to give certain competitive exams and passed them with flying colors. Tests such as BARC or UPSC, she cleared them all. At this point of time, she kept on listening to negative feedback of people telling her that she might have aced the tests, but she wouldn't clear the interviews. However, she proved them wrong again with her merit, and today she is an IAS officer. The characteristics that made Surabhi successful were: number one, striving for continuous improvement. For someone who has already made the news with different national rankings, it's easy to become overconfident. However, Surabhi never felt that she has reached the pinnacle. She was always striving for the next goal and refining her process on the way. Second, adaptability. If we don't adapt to the situations and circumstances that we are facing currently, we won't be able to get to the next level. When Surabhi was preparing for IAS or the UPSC exam, she was parallelly working in Indian Railways. In her words, it was very difficult for her to manage work and extensive and grueling study that is required to crack that exam. But she held on to her dreams. She did whatever she could in the 2 to 3 hours that she had and adapted to the situation in a way that would help her not only do her job well but also reach the dream that she was having. Third, an anchor. Each one of us require an anchor, a mentor of sorts who would guide us to the right way. For Surabhi, it was her mother. Whenever she felt overwhelmed with the work and the studies, she used to call her mother. Now, her mother, although she was a working individual, but she had limited exposure to the larger world. However, she knew that Surabhi's dream was to help her village, and that's what she had dreamt right from her childhood. And she continuously guided her daughter towards the vision that she had all along. She became the anchor that would help Surabhi overcome the emotional and mental overwhelm and achieve her goal. I hope you found this video as insightful as I felt while researching these three amazing women. I wish you a very happy International Women's Day in advance, and I hope that you keep on breaking those biases and barriers that stops you from reaching your goals. This is it for me today. I hope to see you in my next one. Till then, stay happy, stay positive, and keep your vibrations way up.